Never made a mobile game for Godot before, but I have converted old projects into a mobile game just to see how it running on my mobile. It didn't work very great because obviously I needed a keyboard and joypad and stuff, and I hadn't done the touch controls. So this one is actually going to be designed directly for a mobile. Not really sure what the game's going to be. It's more just for fun. It's not an end goal of selling anything. It's just, as I said, I only do this for fun anyway, so let's get into it. The premise is that I'll turn the music down because I remember what someone said. The premise is going to be is you've got to get from one side of the screen to the other side of the screen while avoiding things. It's really simple. Hopefully we can make it fun. Those games tend to be simple but fun. So let's get it. So I'm going to try doing a little bit of art just to get the brain going. Also, I need to know what size is the mobile screen resolution. So I don't really know that. If anyone else knows it, let me know. Make sure the actual stream's working. Looks like it is. Yeah, okay, it's on, that's great. Where's my chart? There you are. Brilliant. So yeah, it's a bit weird actually. It's, well, 4 o'clock. I normally start about 6, so yeah. Water. So I guess research first, right? The average screen resolution for a mobile phone. Obviously this makes sense to do it landscape. I mean, you could have it going from bottom to top or top to bottom, but I think I'm going to go left to right, or right to left even. Mobile screen resolution 21. Nostalgic Leaf, hey, how you doing, mate? Long time no see, man. So the ideal screen for a responsive side. Don't know if you know Nostalgia Leaf, but what would you recommend a mobile game screen resolution size to be? Actually, I just realised I've not checked my titles because I know that it kind of messes up sometimes. Alright, mobile game prototyping, that's right. What about you? Game dev, well, yeah, okay, that's right. Oops. I need you over here. There we go. Most commonly used are across tablets and devices. That can't be true, right? 1920 by 80. Oh, that's desktop as well. Oh man, this is that's a rabbit hole, yeah. Even an iPhone, the distant screen aspect ratios, yeah, man, yeah. Godot scale will only do so much. I think they obviously go for the one that is used the most, right, and then work around that. That's ideally what I want to go for. When I was doing it, I think it was something like 1220 by something, I can't remember. Yeah, is it not out yet, the aspect ratio node? Good shout on that, I'm looking forward to it. Alright, which one's this dotted line here? Other. Oh great, you're right. The dotted line is the other, right? Ah, bugger. What about the green one here? That can't be true. Do you know what I'm going to do? It's a bad way of doing it, but I'm just going to use my mobile phone screen resolution size. I don't know what my mobile phone is. I don't know where it is either. Android, Samsung S8 screen resolution. Oh god, spelling. Yeah, this is going to be a right monster to work out. Mobile game screen resolution. There we go. 2018. Start from your highest target device's resolution, and you can optimize down from there. I would say that is good. Good advice. Most phones are HD 9:16, so you want something like this. Hopefully that means. Got you.
Ever thought about the environmental impact of using your phone? O2 and Spotify are joining forces to fight CO2.
Wow, you're not joking, this is a can of worms.
This year, every audio
My targets on Android are 1080p by 1920. I've never seen that screen resolution on mobile before. Hey, Evis, how you doing, mate? It's been a while since I've been streaming. It's been weird. Like, I got into it and I felt more comfortable. Now I'm more like shy and embarrassed. How are you doing anyway? I'm only developing Android and use 16 by for everything, which my screens look fine. However, maybe that's. Do you know what? Yeah. I know. Because this is going to be landscape as well. Android. Mobile landscape average resolution. Here we go. Yeah, this is what I thought it was. Oh, that was a while ago. Is that how? Oh yeah, it's the opposite way around. See, for landscape, obviously, it's going to be 1280 by 720, which I think I'm going to go for because I've used that on my mobile before and it worked fine. You can see the edges fine, so I'm going to go for that just for that now. Obviously, I can change it later on. It's just, yeah. I'll figure out an aspect ratio and pick a resolution. Yeah, I mean, that's... How do I do the aspect ratio? 1 second. It was... Calculator... Which number do you divide it by first? Oh, that's helpful. See, I'm doing it landscape, so I want the biggest number first. 280 divided by 720. 1.7. Is that right? Okay. That's the one I want. Yeah, so this is going to be my aspect ratio then. Cool. I'm alright with that. Just for now anyway. Window. What was it again? 1280 by 720. Let's just see what it looks like on the old play button. That's not right. I'm trying to work out the best screen resolution or landscape for a mobile phone. Just that one that will scale up between them. I know they're all different and stuff, but that doesn't look anywhere near right, does it? Have I done something wrong? Just put that over there, just make sure I didn't put the wrong numbers in by mistake. I mean, I know this shouldn't matter, but... I've not got stretch or anything on though. Rotation, yeah, it's going to be landscape. Let's just have a gander again. Alright, that's more like it. Weird, I didn't know you had to do your test width as well. I thought if it was 0, 0, then it gets your normal width. But yeah, that looks about right. I mean, yeah, and that looks... I envisioned in my head how I'd like it to be, so I can work with that. Sorry, this is going to be a really long one, obviously. I'm totally new to mobile with anything. I'm not even good with mobiles in general, like, so it's going to be hard. So, I've got a friend who does really good art, and he said he would do something for it, so I'm just going to do some placeholders, and it's up to me if he wants to do something, have to, but yeah, just where do I want to start? I guess the background, just something that doesn't look like this. I'm just going to go for a flat look for now. Oh, it's not. Is there any way I can have it so it's not got these horrible obvious lines? I don't want to do that. Looks hideous. These are going to be throwaways, so I'm not too worried about it. I need a folder, don't I? I know why I've got a picture of Dante Wilder looking scared. That was during his fight with Tyson Fury. Yeah. Fear for your life. I don't know why I've called it that, I just will. BG. Export. I need to do some folder stuff as well. Bitam Mandel, hey, what are you working on specifically? It's going to be, I mean, I can show you kind of a premise of it, actually. It'd be easier just to do that, because I'm not really good at using my words. More of a visual kind of guy. Where would I have put it? Line remake. So I did a 1-hour game jam back in 2016 using Game Maker, and obviously you make a game in 1 hour, and I made this type of game, but this is a remake of that game, and I made that in 1 hour with Godot. So it's just a simple, you've got to get it from one side to the other. Now obviously the graphics are terrible, blah blah blah, but it's, as it gets harder, in fact I'll just cheat just so I can make it harder, because it gets more fun the more you go into it. Like, it's hard to speak because you need your concentration. And I just got hit right at the end. So there's lots of stuff about this, obviously I don't like, but I do like the going in and out. I think the highest I've got is level 8. I ain't going to get better than that right now, because it's just distracting me. But yeah, this is just the basic premise, but I want to have it so you can have like power-ups, and maybe one power-up could be that you shoot a bolt out in front of you. If it hits something, it's like a chain reaction, and something like that would be quite cool. But yeah, I mean, this is like the basic premise. Yeah, to be honest, I should probably just use Kenny's stuff. I've got tons of like art I could just move over, but I'm just being like drawing blocks, just, yeah, terrible. So I've got into a new way of ordering my folders and stuff. I don't know how other people do it. How I used to do it was I'd have a folder for your objects, your art, your sounds, and it would all be like, then in sounds it would have your player sounds and stuff. But now I'm doing it where you've got a folder called player, and your art is in there for the player, your sounds and the code. So it all groups it together, because I noticed I was going like, I want the play script and the sound. Well, you have to open loads of folders to get to two files that are relating to one another. Can you tell me what I'm doing wrong if I'm getting build error while running a scene? Oh, please help me as I'm very new to this engine. No, not just from that. It's way too complicated. I mean, it could be so many things. A build error basically is you've got an error somewhere. I'm gonna guess it's in the code. So yeah, without seeing the code directly, it's really hard to tell you. Normally you'll get something in your output or your debugger, and it will tell you what the why there's a build error normally. So I've got a main scene. I need a folder. I'm just going to call this objects. So that's objects are going to be like player, anything that you hit into. I'm going to have an object folder called game. And this is going to be like the stuff that controls the game, right? You know, so you've got your HUD, you've got how levels progress. So if you get to end the level, then the game object should do it. We need a folder in here. We need a player folder. In game, we're going to need some folders as well. We're going to need the HUD folder, game background, and I guess I can put the stuff into the background now as well. So I've got a new folder, whatever, refresh. There you are. Does anyone have that where you make, you save something from a sprite and you look at your desktop and it's not there and you have to refresh and then it appears? Like, that's really weird, I've never had that problem before. So for this I want to have a parallax background, so obviously this is just placeholder stuff. Hi Albert, sorry I didn't see you there, mate. What are people working on at the moment? I guess you're all like working on a game. So I'm going to make a new scene. I guess I'm going to just call this a sprite 2D. We want to offset it, so we don't want it offsetted. I'll call it background. Save it. So you can see straight away I've got my background and I've got the sprite for it in the background. Rather than having lots of, you've got sprite folders with separate folders in, yeah, this works better. However, I want to know how well this would work if you've got a huge project. Say if you've got like hundreds of enemies and you're like, oh god, now I've got to find the enemy I specifically want. Doing taxes, unfortunately. Oh, mate. Do not envy you. Oh, taxes are it's a minefield. Scary stuff. I'm not self-employed, so I don't have to worry about that. So I guess the very first thing, what I like to do as well normally is make a no 2D and call it level, and then everything relating to level goes into there. Sometimes I like to have containers as well, because you can then just call the child count of said container to know how many enemies are left, but you can do that in lots of other ways too. So I've got my little background in, let's just see. It's ugly as hell, but it'll have to do for now. What I would like to do is, in my jam game, is that anytime you'd move off the screen and stuff, it would kind of just pause, because obviously your mouse isn't moving, so it doesn't know to move the enemy, and you could just kind of cheat. Now a good way around that, I guess, would be to have it so when you go off, you could have something that would kill you here, and maybe you've got lasers coming across, or saws that are like what they're called, wall saws. Another issue as well is, in my game here, I'll show you how this is going to work. Now, this is great because the mouse doesn't get in the way, right? Now, but if you're on a mobile phone, your finger is relatively going to be big compared to the object you're moving around. So you kind of a little bit not being able to, you know, like for something, if you're going just between them like that, your finger's going to obstruct it. So one of the biggest challenges is going to be a control method that still is really responsive, but doesn't obstruct your view. And that is going to be the challenge, really. Like everything else should be relatively easy. Now, there's multiple ways we could do it. We could have it so you press on the screen and it goes towards where you press. You could have it so it's got a lead, so you kind of pull in it. Or, I was worried if you pull it, your finger's going to be in front of the object, so then you're still obstructing. So I was thinking maybe you could push it. But I don't know, it just doesn't seem like an easier way to do this. Never had a big project, but it's data driven. You usually want things enemy level, yeah, in its own subdirectory. Yeah, I mean, I've had a big project, but it was in Game Maker, and in Game Maker it forces you to separate stuff. I think it does. It's been a while since I've used Game Maker, so maybe that's a bit unfair to say it forces you. So I think for like this stream, I'm just going to build it relatively simple and then focus on, because this code I couldn't just copy and paste it, it's so bad because I mean I was cramming it in 1 hour. The only thing that I didn't cram in 1 hour was the particle effects when you die, and that was it. Okay, so we want a starting period which is round about here.
The better their chances. When a stroke strikes, act
Okay.
fast. Call 999.
How big do I want it then? Should we say 30 pixels? Oops. I can't see anything. Oh, you are. Yeah, it's not really irritating. There we go. It's so hard to see. There we go, and I guess that could go over it. It's going to be so ugly, but it'll have to do. So this is the start border. This is where your safety is. How did you teach yourself to be so good with this engine? I wouldn't say I was that good of it. I know people have been doing it for 5 months that are just proper far ahead. For me, it wasn't necessarily that. It's more a case that I had a lot of experience in other engines, and if you learn one language, I guess it's like with engines as well, especially drag and drop engines, you kind of learn the structure. So when you go to another one, it kind of makes sense. Like, I went from Unity to Game Maker to this. So this just reminds me of Unity, right? Like I know everyone's the scene and stuff, but the way I see it is you could get the background, and if you wanted to add, like, say, a raycast to it, I would still class that as a component, even though it's not, it's a scene. So it kind of like, it was already there in a way. Also, I started using C# with Godot straight away, and not GDScript. So, because I knew C# pretty well for many years, so... But then I realised GDScript was just quicker to type. It's not quicker running, but it is quicker to build with. And obviously, doing tons of tutorials on YouTube, like, watching them. Actually, my biggest tip for learning an engine really quickly is, don't just do a tutorial, then start another one. Do the tutorial, then add to it, like, go, right, well, what can I change, how can I make it mine, and you'll learn way more quicker then, because then you really need to understand it to change it. If you're just doing something and go, right, yeah, I know that, and move on, you don't know it. You really need to, like, hammer it home, and it's just tedious. Is that Godot... See, that's a rough one, Albert, because I think Godot C#... Like, people go, oh, GDScript is more supported in the engine. Yeah, it is, but it's no, like, C# just as supported in Godot as it is in Unity. So you wouldn't say that C# and Unity wasn't that well supported. It is. It's just that, in GDScript you can see stuff in the engine a lot easier. For example, I'll show you an example now. So let me just put a script on. So you'll notice this has got a script on it now. So if I go to my signals and I go, right, let's say I've changed the frame, I want to signalize that. I can just double click, you see the background, I connect to it, it makes this for you, right? And straight away, that's great, it's just made it for me. Now in C#, I'll show you what it does in C#. It's like a little bit harder, but it's still doable. Let me just remove this off. Let's put a new script on it and make sure it's just a C# script. Great. Oh yeah, and it opens up this as well. So now, watch it work when it. So if I do the same thing, and then connect. See what I mean? It's made it, but it's not there. So you have to be like, oh right, that's a bit annoying. But it's like, right, that's what it's called. Let me let's edit it. So how you do it was just go back to C# and then you just put it in. Look void. There, it's there now. And that's, do you know what I mean? It's just a little bit of work. It's just a little bit more work because it's not fully integrated like GDScript is. However, it's still as integrated as it would be in Unity. You know, Unity doesn't do all that stuff for you either. And it's just simple stuff like input dot. Oh, I've not got it installed, have I? So yeah, I've not got my C# set up, but it's. Have I not? No. Yeah, sorry about that. So you go. So it's all there for you. It's literally the same thing. And even here it's the same. And then, oh yeah, you gotta do if. So if you look at that, it's the same, but just in Godot, rather than having no spaces, sorry, you just do that, don't you? Which does the exact same thing. It's literally the same syntax. If you know GDScript really well, you probably be like, oh right, it really is just the same. Rather than saying func, we say public void. You know, rather than having that at the end, we just use curly braces. The curly braces and really trick people up. They're like, oh, I don't like the look of them, because they do look alien. This is C#, yes. Well, I'm just demonstrating it at the moment. Hello, Pabio, I think, and Milk and Banana. I'm working on a little mobile game, and it's just get from one side of the screen to the other while avoiding objects, and the objects will get increasingly more difficult. So this is just a quick example of what it would look like. I mean, it's just this. Let me just cheat it. You know what I should do? It actually just start it off with more limes. So yeah, it will be something like this, but on your mobile, and you'll be able to get power-ups, and the graphics won't look like this. I want to go for a pixel art route, and preferably with a man running and potentially being shot at as well, depending on how hard we're going to make it. That's kind of hard typing. Yeah, it is at the beginning, I'll admit it, but it becomes second nature. It really does. Like, you don't even realise it. And plus, a lot of times as well, if input dot action press, that's just, see what I mean? It's doing a lot for you. And then if you do it once, that's it. It's there already, and you literally, before you know it, you're doing that with your hand, and it's there. Now, when I do enough C# development, or even C development, I end up putting curly braces in my GDScript, and breakpoints as well. Not breakpoints, what am I about? Semicolons. So like stuff like GD, you have to like make sure you do that. I mean, this will work in GDScript as well. You can use semicolons. I don't know why that's not okay. Oh, doesn't matter. Anyway. So, I'm trying to think what the difference is. Now, I am going to do a stream. It's going to be on the 11th of May, and it's going to be basically teaching people how to go from GDScript to C#. I'll be setting up the C# environment in real time, so you'll be able to like go along with it if you wanted to do that way. And just basically like answer stuff like, why would you do it this way rather than that way, and you know, like just simple little tips, stuff I wish I knew sooner. Basically just making I might even just convert one simple game from GDScript to C# just to give a demonstration. David Mick, hey Runjin, what are you making? What can you make? I'm making hopefully like a little mini mobile game that's going to be, I think you might have been here, it's the line one, you know, where you go across the screen. Do we need to learn GDScript to be able to follow that stream? I guess not really, because you would be learning GDScript as I'm saying it. So I'd be like, hey, you do this in GDScript. So you'd be like, alright, that's what you do in GDScript. Do you know what I mean? And then this is how you do it in C#. So you'd kind of be learning both at the same time. I'm going to try and obviously keep it as simple as I can, and I assume you know nothing about C#. But I mean, I've been having a lot more people being like asking about C# because, you know, I can demonstrate a test where C# is 25 times quicker than GDScript in certain cases, right? It is a faster language, but the good thing about C# is it's not just about speed, because in most games you're not going to see that speed. It's a really mature, developed language with lots of libraries in the background. So, perfect example what I always give is, in GDScript, if you want to use the Steam API, you have to download the module, you have to import it into the into Godot's main project and compile it in C++. Now, I don't even know how to do that. And then you can use the Steam API and like call in leadboards and stuff like that. But with C# version, you just call Steam API, it's already built into C#. You know, you just download it, it's into C#, off you go. And you don't have to use C#. Like, I use a little bit of C#, but mostly GDScript, because you can make some simple stuff in in C# and call it from GDScript. So that way you're still using Godot, but it's calling C# functions. I really recommend doing that. Besides, my first project, a game really bit me in the butt because I didn't know how itch had a size limit. Alright, what was it? I never knew that, to be honest. Install the Microsoft C dev stuff is a royal pain. Yeah, tell me about that. And I think before the stream I'm going to have to uninstall it or make sure it's properly uninstalled, because I don't want to be in a situation where I've got you know, people are following along and they're like, well, I didn't know how to download that, and I'll forget that I downloaded something. So let me remove this one. But the PK file was 500 meg. Is it 5? See, I thought you'd be able to get away with that. It was interactive driving lesson thing. Cool, man. And there was a 200. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, I've never got a game near 200 megs, never mind 500. Is it because you had like films, video files in there? Sometimes you can really compress them down without losing too much quality. Like, it can really help. So I don't need a script on these, so I'm just going to remove them for... I probably should have opened a different project to demonstrate. That's on me. But one of the things I really love about Godot at the moment is, like, Unity had a few languages. I think it had JavaScript, C# and a language called Boo. And it was just 3 languages, but it was like, wow, you know, you had choices, right? Now it's just like primarily C#. Whereas with this, you've got GDScript, which is inbuilt and it's fantastic. You've got C#, which is, you know, does everything that GDScript can do and more. But then you can use C++ or Rust or Python even if you want. Even Lua. There's lots of languages that are being added to it rather than taken away, and I love that. I had animation frames because Godot has this weird bug where video player lags out. Oh yeah, it does actually. I think they're fixing that though. I had a friend who is... I'll show you his game actually. Steam. He was using, I think he was still using it though, and he found a way to make it so it wasn't lagging. Let me just see if I can find it for you. It might be worth putting you onto him. There it is. So I think you can see in the background that is oh, isn't it playing? Oh, I've got really terrible downloads from Steam. Okay, alright, there we go. So you can, oh, yeah, see the background used to be animated and everything. I guess he took it out because of the lag, but he did say that there was a lag issue with it. But this is a game made primarily using control nodes, which I find mind-blowing. If I was able to use OG without lagging, I would have made the game twice as fast, but we had to film everything for the game. That's terrible. That's a really bad thing on Godot part, yeah. That's something, I mean, I've not looked into seeing if how they're fixing that, or even, I know they are working on it, but a lot of it is like, oh, you know, wait until Godot 4, but I'm like, well, no, like, learn Godot now, and then when 4 comes along, hopefully we'll be ready. Yeah, shame I don't think I can find any videos of it. But yeah, this is I actually really love playing this game. So I've got my background. Oops, sorry. Yeah, the whole thing is control nodes. And I'm like, I find them so tricky still. Just like the margins, the anchoring and stuff. I know it all makes logical sense, but my brain is like, it's just tricky. Tricky. I still think Godot's got the best like HUD controls, and being able to put themes on them and stuff is phenomenal. I even themed the Godot editor and just put. I did a silly theme. I won't go into it because I don't think I can say it on the stream. But yeah, it was a bit dodgy. So I'm really distracted now. Background, I guess. I guess it is a part of the background, right? And I guess we're going to add a child node, and I guess it's going to be in the... Do I want to see it? Yeah. See, it could be a sprite, or it could be... No, I know what I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it an area 2D. Collision shape 2D and a sprite. Obviously it's got to be offset. It's going to be hard to see it, I think. What's that? Shape custom solver bias? That's interesting. So I know it's what, 720 or not. So is that half? Am I being stupid? 700 is. Alright, it's 60. And then, see, I thought that the collision shape would have like an off-centered thing as well, so it's not right in the middle. Does anyone know how to do that, if it's possible? Oh, let's have a gander. Devcat, hey man. Sorry, I'm just catching up. Do you do game development for a living? I don't know, it's completely and utterly a hobby. I was really fortunate to run across Godot. I think if I didn't, I would probably have dropped programming altogether. I'll be honest, I was getting close to giving up on making games, and I mean, I've been doing them for years, just as fun. I mean, I have released a game on the Xbox 360, but it was under the indie section and stuff, so it wasn't like anything big. But I have never enjoyed the actual process of programming a game. I always found it like, oh, why is that not working? But with Godot, I'm like, this is really fun, I enjoy using this engine. And without it, I don't know if I would have carried on, because I struggled with... I don't want to hate on game engines, With Unity, I had issues with some bugs that I felt shouldn't exist. I know they've sorted it out now. So I went to Game Maker because they just did things in pixels rather than units, and I was using 1.4. They gave up on 1.4 and did 2, which I don't blame them, but I was like, oh, I don't really have to pay to get 2 now, and then eventually I went Godot, and I thought, I don't like it that much because it was so new. But after about a month and a half, I was like, wow, okay, I get this now, and I was like, that was it. I was just hooked. I'd made several tools, non-game in Godot, password generator, but yeah, see, Nostalgia Leaf, I actually want to make, so I do water fasting. It's just a way for me to help with my health stuff and keep my weight down a little bit. But I want to do an app that records it. I've got a friend who actually think he did that in Godot, but I want to make one myself. Hey, speak to the devil, Sandra. So this, oh man, how do I say it? Is Sandra, right? This is the person that made the game that I told you about. I don't know if you were here, but I was just showing. Yeah, you said it right, brilliant. Yeah, so this is the person you should be asking if you want to know about control nodes. In fact, they do have a Discord. Am I right to put that into the chat? Is that right by you, Sandra? While I'm waiting, do you deal with Godot math vectors sometimes? Is it easy to learn? Yes, I deal with math vectors. More stuff like I'll using transform to move forward rather than, say if I wanted to move to the right, I'd get the rotation. He's facing to the right, so I'd get the X transform, and add to that. So that way, if you rotate, it'll keep going the right direction towards the rotation. Yeah, but it's easy to ask me questions about Godot on Discord rather than mine. Got ya. If you want to put it into the chat, I think it might be easy if I do, because I'm on the YouTube and thingy. I'll just please ask questions about Godot on Discord rather than mine. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know Sandra's in my Discord if people want to join that and ask questions. Like, I don't think I've known anyone who can control nodes. I mean, control nodes, like, no way, no, nah. Yeah. Isn't it hard making money as an indie developer, as big companies have a lot of marketing power? Oh, sorry, and DNA loot table tool. I'm interested in that because I want to get into Dungeons and Dragons. Awesome, thanks mate. I'll just repost it because it'll go to the what's it called? YouTube? Yeah, so making money as an indie. Weirdly enough, my first game that I've only released one game. I went, if it sold 100 in its lifetime, to me that was like a huge success. Like I was like, it'd never happen, and it smashed it within under an hour, easy. And I was like, wow, this is incredible, and I got way more money than I should have. And it wasn't because it was a good game; it was because the indie scene was just taking off. So it didn't have to fight many games, right? So shovelware, which I classed my game as at the time, can still make money. Now, different story. Like, you've got hundreds of games coming out a day, across lots of platforms. Now it's not even good enough just to make a great game. You need to market it, you need to have it everywhere. You even need, like, almost like a Discord server, a website. You need everything, really. It's very rare that you can make a really phenomenal game and people will just see it in the sea of many games. Need a full marketing funnel. Agreed. Hey, sorry, I can't pronounce Russian even if I knew how to say it, but thanks for stopping by, mate. But yeah, I've never released a game on Steam. I don't even know how to do it properly. Like, I know the process and I know about the Steam the command thing and stuff, but that's another thing that I probably will be bugging Sandra as well. Destus Games, awesome, you're making a new game. Well, I'm prototyping. I should probably no, this isn't like I'm definitely committing to this, because Rungeon's the one that I just want to finish. Rungeon more, not because like I want to be like, yeah, I've got a game. I'm like, I just was sick of going, right, it's in the back of my head, I just want this thing done, but I don't want to just throw it out, if you know what I mean. haven't done any work on the stream, but I don't mind. Yeah, that looks ugly as hell, so maybe up to here, so... Do you know what, I'm just gonna, because this is all like placeholder crap, I can just stretch it out, it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, I also need to sort this out before I do that. So I guess that should work too, right? Maybe if I had my snap grid on. Try and get into the habit of using snap grids. I wish it was on 1.1 by default. I don't know why it's on 8. So I don't want to mess with that really.
And finally, let's pitch down and reverb this barking dog.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay.
Make a song in minutes.
And then what I do is starting area. Save that. I want to just group them together. Pardon me, man. And I should be able to stretch it out, right? That's what it looks like. Hopefully my artist will come in the stream and help me, because this is just painful to look at. Is it really hard to start a game dev journey? I think... No, actually, it's very, very easy to start it. But then it's like keeping it going. Like, you know, I myself, I've started... To be fair, I've not started that many games where I was like, I'm going to do this. There's only one game I started that I'm still like, right, I'm going to do it, and that's Rungeon. I am going to release that. It might just end up being on itch for free with the code, you know. Embrace this program art suck. Oh man, I wish I could do art. I just haven't got the patience. Not like, I just can't. So in this one, I just want to get it set up, so let's turn that off. Just so I've got things moving across the screen and stuff, so I'm just going to use some colours. And how big do I even want things? 16 by 16 is pretty big. I guess I could just have them as bullets first, right? Don't do that, please. There we go. Because I always put glow on things as well. So yeah, I'm just going to use the bullet look for now. So let's make the enemies and objects. In fact, I probably should make the enemy first. In fact, I'm a bit of an idiot. I could have just done that while I'm here. But just if anyone wants to wishlist or try it out, I really do recommend it. The key to game dev journey is copying everything from other devs who already did it. Did the work to figure it out. Yeah, I agree. Like, see what works. Yeah, like for me, my thing is I am literally doing this for fun. I don't have an end goal with it other than if it stops being fun, I ain't gonna do it. Which sounds lazy and wrong, but you know, if you don't enjoy doing something, I don't know. It's just not for me. Life is way too short. And I am old now. So, I'm probably going to do the player first. So let's put in the bullet dude. What can I make the player look like? 32 by 32. I see. I'm a bit worried that these are just going to be too big. I guess if we're on blue, really don't know how to do colours. So bad. I'm gonna have something. Let's just see what I've got on my colour. Does anyone have any good websites for like working out good colour palettes? I can take images and composite for tweaking GIMP, but I can't draw pixel art. So yeah, I can't even do the taking the image stuff. DevCat says, I've been watching many of your tutorials and learnt so much yesterday. I started to make a simple shooting game, and I fully understand signal works. It's cool, thank you. Yeah, that's why I did it. Thanks, man. I really appreciate comments like that because it's fair. I'm really lucky because YouTube's can be really toxic, but yeah, I mean, I rarely get a bad comment, and when I do get a bad comment, it's more a case where I'm like, no, you're right, I agree, because you can't really, it is rough. I'm not trying to be that's why I don't go, hey guys, like and subscribe. I just was like, because people aren't stupid. If they want to, they can. If they don't, they don't. It's no biggie. Yeah, I'll just go with this, because I don't want to spend too much time worrying about, even though it's terrible, and the background is blue, and the player's going to be blue. Oh, why don't we do that? Yeah, maybe not that colour, because if it's... So, I'm not going to worry about the control system just yet, as in the advanced control system. I'm just going to do what control system I had in the little game jam thing. So I know straight away that it's going to be an area TD because he needs to have collisions. In fact, I don't know if I want him to be a kinematic body, because if it might make sense to do that instead. And I need an animated sprite because he's going to be animated, but right now he's just going to have to do a sprite. I don't mind him not having offset. You'll notice sometimes you'll put things in and it's blurry, and it's because you need to do pixel art filtering. I always forget to do this, but I don't think it's obvious as well. So you can just highlight the images, hopefully you've not got too many, without doing this, and then you can go to your import, presets, change it to 2D pixel, and import. You'll notice now this is more sharp, it's more pixel art. Then go back to your presets and make sure that set default is texture, and that way every time you import it, it'll be pixel art and not high definition. Yeah, good shout, definitely. I'm definitely going down. I really like the idea of doing the lightning, the chain lightning stuff, just to get yourself out of a jam, because I'd like to have it so you could maybe collect coins, currency to get power-ups, or maybe you can just dive in and out of enemies just to get to a power-up, and then you can use it, and it's like risk versus reward. I love risk versus reward, and games where you're fine-tuning. That's probably why I'm making Rungeon, because it's like a speedrunning game. It's all all over the place. Let's put it in my little objects, players. He obviously needs collision shape too. In fact, I probably should have made an enemy class, because I'm going to have a few enemies. And I like to have a little bit of tolerance as well, so I don't recommend doing that, which looks like the right way of doing it. It just feels wrong when you get hit sometimes, and it just looks like, that doesn't feel right. So if you just do about here, then you can just, it just feels right, I find. I mean, I will tweak with that. I mean, The Gunner. Wish there were a tutorial about making enemy and friendly AI. Yeah, to be fair, I noticed AI tutorials are ones that a lot of people want. I've done a few AI related tutorials. I've done the roaming tutorial, so like it'll know when the ledge is to its right or left or wall and it'll turn away from it. And I've done one where it predicts where you're gonna run, so it shoots in front of you. But that only works for a certain distance. It needs updating. But yeah, it is a lot. There's a lot that it needs doing, I think. I think using AI behavioural trees would be a really good tutorial. Right, sorry about that. Let's just put a script on him. That's another thing I like doing as well. When I put scripts on objects, I have script folders. I'm finding the script folder, but here it's like, oh, it's right there. There we go. Oh, yeah, it's stuck on C#. Whoops. I probably should remove the other ones to see. Yeah, okay. So we've got native script, GD. Oh, visual script. I forgot about that as well. Although I wouldn't recommend visual script. Works great for Unreal because their blueprints are fantastic, but Godot's visual scripts is really beginner stuff. Yeah, GDScript. So I'm going to remove some C# stuff out just because it's going to confuse me later on. We don't have a background anymore. Great. Actually, I'm not going to do it on that one. I'm going to do it as fast as possible because it is going to be following the mouse. Process. Would help if I did it right. You'll notice if you're new to GDScript and yours, you probably won't have this. Now, this is called typecasting. It's not actually necessary. It's just I use it. So if you don't have that, don't worry about it. Searching. Some nostalgic leaf. I saw Unreal vid, but a Diablo clone in the week with only their visual script. Absolutely mental. Yeah. To be fair, like you can, like I like the Minecraft ones. Like I built Minecraft in a week or a day, and it's just mind blowing, isn't it? Really, to think, wow, you can do that really that quick. But it's just as tools get more advanced and a lot of libraries are already pre-built, it just makes life a lot easier. I know Godot's got a really fantastic plugin to let you do voxels, so you can do Minecraft-esque games in Godot quite easily. And I've flirted with the idea because I love block games. I didn't have Lego as a kid, so I'm catching up now. So, okay. So yeah, the global position is going to be the mouse position. We need to have it so let's just see, do I update this as well to have that? Now, things I'm going to have to learn is that, oh, why has it done that? It's because I scrubbed my mouse across. Is that I don't know how to, like, I've not messed around with mobile stuff, you know, like the touch stuff. You've got like touch related nodes and stuff. I haven't messed around with that. You'll notice if I move quite fast, it's got a bit of a delay because it is going 60 frames per second. So I guess I could turn VSync off, but then what about mobile games? Do they go? Can you do that for mobile? It's lots of questions that I've got, and one of the reasons I'm doing it is because I really would like to make a mobile game, even though I don't play mobile games. Hey, Chevy, I'm gonna call you Chevy because it's easy for me. Substy popped at YouTube. You're the first video I got recommended. Oh man, you need to get better YouTubers, mate. Right. Did I have an error where it shut the project down? Or did I shut it down accidentally? That's worrying. I don't know why I would have done that. Let's see if it works. Weird, it did shut down because I was doing this and then it closed and I just assumed it was something about me scrubbing my mouse. That was weird. Never had anything like that before. Oh well. What do people do about this? I don't know if Xandra knows. The stuff like these warnings, they're not vital because obviously Delta's not being used. You could make it go away by... Could you do that? Would that work? Because then you kind of use it. No. I mean, I know you can just turn them off. The warnings. But, oh yeah, of course. Thank you. There we go. Nice one. Appreciate it. Ah, I was kind of thinking, because I've had it before where I hate stuff like when it comes up like that. I watched the normals, PewDiePie, Drama, oh not Drama, Hodge Twins, I do like them. The Sidemen and the majority of their individual channels. Oh man, the Sidemen, they're all about FIFA, aren't they? I'm running the C# script from the vector documentation, but when I run I get an error. Let's see what it looks like. No 2D. Do you know what the error says? So I know this is going to work. So the next one is having it so I know when the player can be hit. Yeah. Mr. Noah, thanks for following, mate. Appreciate it. Nerd is alive. And it's going to be false by default. Oh, also I want to make sure that the group is right as well. Player, and I also want to make my enemy class. So my enemies are going to be area 2Ds. I'm not sure I do want. See, I always get mixed up whether I should do 2D area 2Ds or kinematic bodies. I normally do area 2Ds just because I don't mind writing a little bit of physics stuff. I'll just call it enemy.
Using your phone.
Collision shape. I normally leave it empty because I do the collision shape change in the child of the enemy. Is there anything else it needs? It probably will need a script. What I like to do as well is have something called parents, so I know that's where all the parents go. So in my objects, I'm gonna have parents. This is a personal thing, but it works for me just because I've done it for so long, it kind of stuck now. And this is going to be... herped player. I use that in Rungeon. It's terrible wording, but just because I use it in Rungeon, I know what it means. And the great thing about that is, now that if I've got some stuff that I want multiple enemies to have, I can just put it in here rather than having to put it in multiple places. For example, when an enemy touches a player, I want the player to die, so I can just put it in here, and then when I make inherit from an enemy, then all those enemies will have that. Hey! Oh, sorry, mate. I've got Discord off, so I can't hear out. Oh, hello. We've got some art. I'm gonna have to. I've just seen. Yeah, thanks for the dick, mate. Is that? Have you got stuff that I could put in the game now? Oops. Let me just get. Wow, that really upset my little window list. Null reference object. Ah, right. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. That means that I'm gonna guess. I'm pretty confident that is your Node2D. Ah, right. No. Yeah, it's trying. You're trying to point to something that either doesn't exist or it might be like a letter out of place. It's really hard to not. I can't really do it in chat. I'll be honest. If you want to join my Discord and screenshot, I'm happy to help you there because I'm pretty useless right now. Yeah, those will work. Ah, nice one. The screen resolution, mate, I'll just pop it up so you know what we're working with, because it's on mobile, it's going to be landscape. I don't know what you think about that. Because, I mean, we could go up, down, left, right, but I think landscape works better. Where would the window be? There it is. So it's 1280 by 720, which is quite a lot of real estate, so I don't know if we'll need to, like, up the sizes. Let me just say F. There you are. Oops, I just want to drag and drop into here. I'm just going to move this out of the way. So is that going to be like the background? And this the player, I'm guessing? How big are we looking? 6 by 6. Yeah, I think we're going to need to go bigger. I don't know what you think. Also, another thing I was thinking, what about... It doesn't have to be just on a single screen. I'd prefer that, but we could have it so it could scroll across, so that way... I don't know. This is an idea. Oh, man, it's sweaty. Doesn't Godot upscale? Oh, is that what you're doing it by 640 by... I mean, yeah, if we put it down to that, I think it would do. I think the aspect ratio is what we really got to work from, which I have here. So that's the aspect ratio, 16 by 9. So let's calculate 620, 80 divided by 2, 640. Yeah, this should work, right? I just half it. Okay, I'll do that, mate. What are we looking at again? 360. So this will make mine look huge. Oh, not that big. Might need to go one lower, but it's alright for now. Yeah, right now I'm just like, let's just get it in there and then we'll do the fine tuning. But it's so ugly. Where am I looking again? Oh, you are. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to carry on with the code just while it's in my head. Get a headache already. Do I need to do anything from this? So I've got... Oh, yeah. I could put him in now, can't I? So it's going to be a body 2D because it's kinematic. So I want body 2D entered. Connect it to the enemy. Yep. And then I want to do the... if the body is part of the group, in group, player, then we know we've just touched the player. Then I want to make the body dot die. And obviously make sure the player's got the function die. So technically, yeah, that'll work. So now I can just inherit from the enemy. Close this down. Where's the parents? Right click. New inherited scene. And I can put the bullet in, I guess. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Are we gonna have it so we're gonna have it animated bullets and enemies and stuff, aren't we? It's gonna be animated. I think it'd be easy just to do it right. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna just go animated then. Because I think Godot 4 they're gonna actually get rid of the sprite node and just everyone uses the animated node because you can still use it as a sprite node. Makes sense just use an animated sprite. In that case, go back to your enemy. And I guess new frames. The good thing about this is that I like to put all the enemy, or like all sections of animations just into one animation so I can just pass them around. The amount of O is steadily going down. O? Robot space release. So let's go bullet. Where are you? Oh, why did they do that? Oh, it doesn't matter. Brilliant. So yeah, we'd have like multiple enemies, and if you do a new enemy, you could just you've got a selection of multiple ones. We need a collision shape. Make it a little bit smaller. I like the collision shape in front just so I can see what it looks like. Brilliant. Brilliant. Great. I guess for the bullet one, we don't want to use this. We want to actually save that. Yeah. What are they wrong here? And enemy. I forgot. That's how you do it. There we go. So we can now pass in stuff over. So just to make sure this does actually work how I intended it to. It's just. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? That's the actual screen size. Oh yeah, you need to resize everything else then, don't you? Okay, I can do that now. Export file. Oh, Chevy, he's using C#, so and I'm not sure he knows GDScript. Sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier. Come on, brain, you want to work today, don't you? Is this going to work? Oh, I think it's going to work. 151, 160, right? No. It's alright, man. I just resize this. Like, that's what I thought. Okay. Just make sure it's working. See, I've not got. Yeah, I'm gonna say that was gonna happen. So I need to expand it. This is where I might need a little bit of help, actually. I don't know if Godot people know this. When you stretch something and you want it to maintain pixel art, but you want it to scale up, what would you do it on? See, I've always just gone 2D and expand. Now, because this is the same ratio, we shouldn't have to worry, right? It should just double the size without issue. I mean, yeah, it has. Obviously, this is now really big, but I can now use Gritz's art instead. You have to tell me which is which, mate. Like what? What's what, basically? I'm gonna use that colour because I prefer it. Oh, having them in separate pictures. Green is generic bars. What's the player? I'll just do this one here. Export. This overwrite background. Yes. Export. BG. There we go. Obviously, we're going to make this bigger. Oh, that's not going to get frustrating. Why is it not doing that? Oh, this is so... What the hell, man? The sprite is the child, so if I move... If I scale the sprite, it shouldn't... Oh, because you're doing the wrong one, idiot. That's why. So if I scale this, it's going to scale that. Oh, wow, that's really frustrating. Okay. Come on, help me out here. Where am I going? Sprite size. What was it? 80. 720. Wow, this is there you go. This is gonna be like way bigger than. There we go. Green strip. Depends on what you decide it is to move, yeah. Is it the dragging thing? Like Blender stuff I've shown you? Yeah, that's what I mean. I was explaining that earlier. It's really hard to know because it's going to be, we're going to have to do it on a mobile phone to actually test it. Right now, I'm just going to get the game in there with code that isn't as, because I was using the 1 hour game jam code, which obviously is just rushed. So I'd rather have code that I can actually come back to later on and not be like, ah. But yeah, I'm gonna have to test it out. I've got a few things I want to try. I want to do the leading it stuff, which I'm a bit worried because your finger's going to get in the way. And then I was thinking about pushing it instead. Then I was thinking about pressing somewhere on the screen and it going towards that place, which I think that might be the best one, because I was watching my friend's daughter play a game similar, actually, in a weird way. Not, and she was doing it. I was thinking, okay, yeah, I reckon that could work. Congratulations, you've received 100 messages today. I mean, so what does this look like from the off then? Okay, I'm going to change that out as well. So I'm just going to use just a different colour ball, I guess. So I'm going to use this just as the. In fact, I can just use the other one, can I? Yeah, you could. I'm going to use these and just randomize the colour when it happens, and maybe it'd be. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll just call them diff enemies. Export. I'll put it in the parents because I guess it's going to be in the parent anyway. Then make another one, just call it. Come on, where am I going? Let's call it just generic right now. And it's 4 across by 1 down, and I'll select that frame. Add. Actually, I'm just going to do that. Do the same again. There we go. Maybe it'd be worth having objects and just a folder for enemies, right? I forget I was playing. I'm going to move these over to generics. That makes more sense because they're in generics right now. Oh, that's going to be annoying. How do I do it so it's a bit off then? There we go. So what I would like to do is, I guess in the generic one, is have it so it just does a random colour upon load. I'm very new to this, I'm learning through I'll tell you right now, Bitan, the documentation for Godot is, I think it's horrendous. Like, people say it's a good thing, I promise you it really isn't. Like, you probably would be best off in doing a beginner course for Godot. In fact, I know the perfect guy for this. He's literally made it. I think he posted it yesterday. Oh, why did you do that? It's YouTube. ACB Games. ACB? Yeah, that's him. Oh my god. He's actually live right now. Here we go. This is the start. And there's 7 of them, I believe, but I really recommend starting. Here you go, man. He's a good guy as well. He's alright, dude. So where's my generic? I don't want to mess around with him. I keep doing that every time I do an inherited scene. Do I just take it off the enemy and put it back on? But then it messes around with the signals. Yeah, it's really weird at that. And I want it to extend the enemy. And I guess X speed that equals random range. We'll just do 1 to 3 right now. That'll be changed later. And then physics process. Yeah. Times delta. Technically I could just do it here, couldn't I? I just could do that instead. That'd make more sense. Is it times? Yeah, it is times delta. So this is going to take away from their speed. Upon load up, I would like them to be different. What's the one I'm looking for? Different sprites. Oh yeah, I want to make a reference to the animation sprite. Annie. I also want to make sure that it knows it's an animated sprite as well. Then, how do I do this again? Var num equals rand I. We need to get help with that one. Yeah, that's the one. That's 0 to 19, and I want it 0 to 3. So on load, that should give me an integer from 0 to 3. And why did you do that? Then I want to say Annie.animation. And I guess it would be var to string. No. So in theory that should get 0, 1, 2, 3 and then place it randomly. So let's see if that even works. We'll put a few in, just so I know. And I want to have a container as well, so just so all the enemies go inside one container. I'll call it a node2d. I probably should. You always reckon that you should have scenes for everything, even if you just put something in like that, just a scene, like make it a scene, you know. So save a scene. Objects. I'm gonna call these containers because I'm gonna have a few. I'll just put them in the same place, it's no biggie.
Want to park up and get your sausage and egg McMuffin brought to your car? Step 1.
And I also need some way of controlling how sprites enemies spawn as well, but for now I'm just going to put these in.
So you can enjoy your sausage and egg McMuffin with a side of special treatment. New click and serve
generic.
on my McDonald's app. As simple as it sounds.
So I can just Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D again. Alright, let's just see if these actually... They're going to move, I know that. Too fast, but they do, and they, yeah, I recommend hitting. So I was thinking I could just do it where, hey, if you get to a certain point, then you restart over here. Or do I just use collisions? I used positions last time, but I'm going to use collisions this time. I'm not sure it's the best way of doing it, though. And that's one thing why I use containers, is just you can close them easier, like that. What kind of game are you doing, Barkus? I am making a very simple dodge game. I don't know what game would you call it. Like, if anyone knows, because I've been asked this a few times, and I don't really know how to explain it. It's just an increasingly difficult game where you dodge in and out of lines. I don't know if it's got a genre. Oops. But it's like a bullet hell. I guess, yeah, bullet. It's almost like a bullet hell, right? That's what I'm going to describe it as, just a bullet hell. Thanks, mate. Yeah, bullet hell from now. Hey, Chris, you right, mate? Yeah, I'm alright. How are you? Right. I need water. So yeah, just like something simple, just because it's like, it's a prototype. If I make it fun, then yeah, it'd be cool just to work on it like properly for. I don't even think you'd need a month. I'm great, man. Busy all as hell. Yeah, it's good being busy, mate. It's better than not. Time stops when I'm not busy. So straight away, I know that I'm not going to worry about tweaking right now. I'm going to do the more complicated things off stream, because I can't do complicated things on stream. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about the tweak. I'm just going to do the simple bits now, and then hopefully by next time I stream this, I'll have something a little bit more, yeah, better. I'm not hitting the jackpot with the music today. What else do I want to do? I want to make something when a level starts, which then spawns them. And obviously they're going to have to spawn from anywhere from here to from here. So I think I've got a cat in the room again. Shouldn't even have cats in here. So what I want to do is Bangfer. Thanks. Is it Bangather? Thanks for following me. I appreciate it. Game was kind of like an arcade avoidance game. Yeah, exactly that. Like Super Hexagon had an end goal. Yeah, pretty much. I really like that game actually. I have got it. I've just not been playing it that much. But yeah, just that's exactly the type of game. It's just really simple, but then obviously it increasingly gets hard. And it's one of those where I was playing it because I made it years ago. This game, and it was only really simple. And I was playing it. I was like, actually, this feels quite fun. So I thought, well, you know, it's a simple, fun game, why not? And, yeah, I didn't mean to press play. Okay. Hyper casual. Thanks. Yeah, hyper casual bullet hell thing. That's what I think I'm going to call it. Yeah, you got it right. I know I've got to see more Godot people. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot recently. It's the past 4-5 months, it's kind of exploded, which is weird. I don't know why as well. Like, there's not been, not that I'm aware of, there's not been like a catalyst for it. It just seems to have happened. So, for the player, what am I doing now? Yeah, I want to restart. I want to say, hey, you've just touched here. Let's go over here. Is Rudged still happening? How's that going? Yep, that's still going. I started it in Game Maker. Then I actually started it again in Unity. But then I think, I mean, I've done Unity for years before, but I was just too rusty with it. Then I thought I'll just try Godot, and I was like, I only tried it because someone kept saying, just try it, you might like it. And I was like, I know I won't, but I tried it and ended up loving it. So I made it in Godot, but then it was really scrappy because I didn't understand how Godot worked. So I and I made it in C# as well. And then I made it again. So now it's just one of those things where it's not even, I just want it done. Like, it's like a challenge now. I'm like, that's it, it's getting done. Yeah, I want it to hit. Okay, let's just do that now. So I want all of my enemies to get to one side and then respawn at the other side, so I can just do that in the inherited class. If we're in the body, so I guess I would just do it. If it hits the starting line, and the starting line is an area 2D. Oh, where the hell am I going? Area entered. Now, I don't want this to be confused because I know this is like in any area, so I guess I would just go area if an area is in group starting line. I guess I could just get the name, I didn't have to do that, but anyway, just do that for now. Also, I should have made this its own scene as well. Objects, generic. Is it in game? It's classed as background, I know it is. Oh, come on. Where am I going again? I need to change this as well, because it's way too big now. So I've got the starting line, the enemy is going to hit into it, and we're going to start from the other side of the screen. And we make sure it does that, so by doing that we all go dot x equals. So how am I going to do this? Do I get the screen resolution or the window size? Because the good thing on mobile, I guess, is you can't resize it, it's going to be there, right? How do I do that then? You reckon that's going to work? I'll try it. Oh. I think it is working, but it's not. Yeah. So I think it's just getting this, isn't it? 180, let's just see. Oh man, this is irritating. I'll find it. Get scene size? Get width? Yeah. If you want values, blah blah blah, budget, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, global start, get. That is not right. Get viewport, get rect, get size. Okay. Or you can use get window size. I'm gonna try this one. I don't think get rect was gonna work. Why does it say do that when it's not even there? So I don't want you want to mess about. So I know that, I guess it's, I don't want to like hard code it in. But it's not like getting, see, I thought it would just, it would get you your resolution size that you're using. But it doesn't seem to do. Test width. Yeah, that's the one I want, but it seems to be getting my test width. So how do I get the one that isn't the test width? Display window size width. Okay. Is it os.display? I need to change the music. This one's a little bit. Ugh. Are you gonna miss? Oh.
Mobile clothing consumption has doubled in the last 50 years.
Appetite's moving. Thanks, mate. Right. I mean, I could just do it the dirty way, which I really don't want to do. 40. Obviously, that's not going to work. Wait, I was jamming to that. Sorry, mate. Yeah, that's a really dirty way of doing it. Sheva, do you know how to do this? Like, I want to get the value of the actual width itself, not the test width. So your test width is the actual how big it's going to appear on your monitor, but the width, this is actually the pixels, how big it is. I don't know why I can't seem to get that. Property display, window size, width. Yeah, thanks, mate. I'm having a look. My brain's having a brain fart. OS dot screen. At least you can get that. Res. Oof. It's too much to do this. Current screen. Current screen value, current screen index. No, oh, mate, this is right bugging. What did I get before? Was it os.display? Window. Yeah. So I went for the window position, window size. That's on me because obviously the window size is bigger. I made it that bit big, which is. I want to get the actual. I mean, I want to get the actual size, not the actual test width size. Come on, you can do it. Drink its. Oh, viewport. Get viewport size. Okay. Ah, oh, bugger. It's there as well. I think I sold. I think I'll see. Nope. Wow. So that's not accurate then. Viewport creates a different view in the screen. A subject of normal viewport. Alright, I'm gonna have a rest anyway. I'm getting a little bit tired. I'm gonna make a move. Thanks. Bye.